Yo, 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 shalom, shalom. First, I want to give praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. In his name, I'm going to bring a little quick lesson to you. Shout out to all the brothers, the mighty brothers put in the work, and the mighty sisters that are helping them put in their work. Today, I want to talk about, loving your neighbor, loving the children of God. We speak on that a lot, but I want to bring out some scriptures in the law that address the same fact. Start off with 1 John chapter 5 and verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of the Most High, when we love the Most High and keep his commandments. And we know we love the children of the Most High when we love him and keep his commandments. And we know that we love the Most High by keeping his commandments and know that they are not grievous to us, which is the next verse. Knowing that it's not a hard thing to keep these commandments, man. It's not hard to love your people, love your nation, as the book, according to the scripture, says, to love your people and love your nation. That's not hard. That's actually fun. Anybody in their right mind, when reading these laws and these scriptures, would want to do that same thing. Now, I'm going to get into the law on just a couple of little things on how we do love our people. We say that, you got to love your people, but just how like people in the world think that God is love, they don't understand what that love is. We have to love our neighbor and the people of our nation, but we got to read the law to understand what that love is. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 6, and I'm going to start from the top. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, if a soul sin and commit a trespass against Yahweh, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or in a thing taken away by violence, or have deceived his neighbor, or have found that which was lost, and lieth concerning it, and sweareth falsely in any of all these that a man doth, Salahia doth, sinning therein. So we can't, I like to say, this is the law and let me hold something. Or can you hold this down for me? Because if I'm being righteous and I'm loving my neighbor according to the book and according to the scripture, if my brother give me something to hold, and I cannot have a cover the spirit and say, dang, yeah, I'm going to hold this for him. He told me, he said, hold down the crib and house watch for him, but I like that watch right there. He got so many of them, he really not going to know it's gone. That's a wicked thing. I like to use this example. If I see a person, my neighbor, a brother, a fellow Israelite, drop some money on the ground, I can't, how Jake do, slide his foot on the money and then, see who watching, then pick it. I can't do that. I gotta say, yo, my man, you just dropped this 10 piece on the ground. This is yours. It's not mine. That's loving your neighbor. That's loving your fellow Israelite, a kinsman, a brother. Because you don't know, that might have been his last 10. That might have been his last 10 for him to go to the store and pick out some cheap items to make a stew to last him for the rest of the week. Like you just never know. And in turn, loving him, I know that I love God by keeping his commandments. So I'm gonna flip to something else. Pull out Leviticus 19, and I'm gonna start at 13. It says, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him the wages of him that is hired. Shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Scriptures say you robbing a man when you hire a brother to do some work for you and you don't give him his money when it's convenient for him. And you don't give him his money on the agreed time to give him his wages. His wages If a man abide, his wages shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. You can't keep the money and like, yeah, I'ma just sucker him out. He get it when he get it. If a man did some work for you on Monday and y'all two agreed to for him to get he finished the job by Wednesday, and you agree to him that when the job is done and everything is good in your sight and he did a good job that you pay him, then you cannot say I ain't got it and wait till Thursday. That man worked for you, and he was relying on you to be trustworthy as he did his very best in the job, and you put your trust in him to do the job. He put his trust in you to pay him on time. A lot of times we do that. Like no cap. In the world, we'll say, yo, bro, front me something. And then you front somebody something and then he run off. That's just how it go. And that's wicked. I know I'm using a wicked analogy, but I'm coming from that area. I'm coming from that aspect. You know, a lot of times we try to finesse or we try to lowball. You know, especially when it's our people. When it's a say it's a black owned business, they want to upcharge and charge so much, knowing that you got other black people coming to support you because it's a black owned business. Or you want to act funny with your people and not deal with them justly. You know, the script got something for all of that. Let me hit verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but thou shalt fear thy God. I am Yahweh. It says that we cannot curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind. I know if we go into surface level, you know, I can't if a man is he's deaf, he can't hear me. I can't curse him out. I can't put a curse on him just because he's deaf. If somebody is blind, it would be a wicked thing for me to put something in their path to cause them to stumble. But if we going deeper upon the matter, and if you spiritual and you read this book and read the scriptures, you understand that me cursing the deaf would be causing judgment on somebody just because they cannot hear the scriptures as I'm pulling them out and as I'm breaking them down. They cannot hear on the same level as me, so I curse them and I say I wish death upon you because you can't hear the scriptures and you can't hear the truth as I'm bringing it out. You can't hear that Yahweh Shai only died for the sins of his people. He only died for his nation to bring salvation to them. You can't hear it, so I curse you, and I'm fed up, and I'm offended at you, so I curse you, and I wish death upon you, and I wish all types of destruction upon you because you cannot hear, or putting a stumbling block on the blind. You can't see what I see. You know what? Paul talked about this in Romans chapter 14 about things sacrificed to idols, saying that it would be a sin for you to put a stumbling block upon your brother because his faith is weak, because you know that idols are nothing. So you eat that meat that might have been sacrificed to that idol, but to your brother, he's struggling. His faith is weak. He still thinks that, oh man, you eating that meat that was cooked up to Krishna. You eating that meat that's cooked up in the name of Christmas. That would be a stumbling block to see someone sit down at Christmas dinner next to the tree, and you know family invite you over and you just came over there to eat. But to him, you're celebrating Christmas. You put a stumbling block on him because his faith he doesn't see it as you see. He's blind to that. He doesn't see it as you see. So you would be putting a stumbling block. It says, do not do these things. It says, ye shall not you shall not do unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. We know that Yahweh is not a respecter of persons. And we know that verse right there is basically telling us to not be a respecter of persons. Proverbs, Salakia. Proverbs 24 and 23. These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. You know, a lot of times that we like, somebody has a certain status, or they may be a certain figure. So we have respect of person when it comes to judgment. That especially when it comes to this truth, that we see them do it or we see them say it, that we think of it as, oh, you're automatically right, when we know that nobody has the complete truth. You know, if something is clarified with scripture, and we can sit down and build and see eye to eye on that, then there we have an agreement, or you know, the matter is clear. But a lot of times, in most cases, Israel has a respect of persons. They respect a certain position and a certain authority, that it could be a stumbling block upon us to see, oh, that's what he does, so I may do it, even though that person may not do everything. That's you may not find his actions backed by scripture. So that's a stumbling block on your judgment. It's a lot of things out here that we have to be wise about. 1 Corinthians 2 and 15 says that a man who is spiritual judges all things. We have to look back, and we have to judge matters on, meditate on this law on how we treat our brothers, and we have to meditate on this law on how we have to operate ourselves, and make sure that we're operating in the guidelines of the scriptures at all times. That's Psalms 1 and 1 through 2. You know, meditate on the scriptures, making sure that because it's us. The scripture says, seek your salvation, seek your own salvation with trembling. So we can't rely and respect certain. We can't have a respect of persons with our judgment to rely on them for all the answers. Study to show thyself approved. And what is not faith is sin. Somebody may think that something to them may be a sin, even if, or something to them may be wicked, may be sinful act, even if you cannot find it in the Torah, in the law. You know, for example, the scripture tells us not to be over righteous. So you may have somebody who it may be an hour before the sun is setting on a Sabbath day, and they ordered some food, and the food got there an hour into the Sabbath, and they throw all their food away. To you, that may be a sin to you, but I don't see it like that. I don't see any sin. I paid for my food before the Sabbath. The food just got here after the Sabbath. Where's the sin? I'm gonna eat. You know, it's a lot of fluctuation and things going on in Israel. But I know I got off topic a little bit. But you know, the main thing, make sure that we meditate on the scriptures. Make sure that we you know, we say things like we have to love our people, but reflect on the scripts, so that we doing just that, so that in the day of judgment, everything, you know, we still got sins that we blotting out, but moving forward and being a light that shines brighter and brighter, knowing that the law is a light, having that light reflected off us, knowing that we're growing in these scriptures, and we following what the scripture says, and not just lip service, not just saying it, that we actually doing it. So that's my time, and that's my little quick lesson. Hope it was edifying. Hope it motivated us to dig in the scripts, dig in the law, in the first love, to find out what we need to do in this walk and in this truth. This is Soldier Sahar. Shalom.